here's Brody Brazil.
Hopefully by now you already know the phone number and you already know what I'm looking for at 1-833-4Brody. Your great questions, comments, or contributions to this YouTube channel, phone them in. This number goes straight to voicemail. You leave an outstanding message. I get to listen to all of them and then respond to the very best ones on future videos.
Hi, Brody. This is Corey from Columbus. I really enjoyed your video on MLB realignment, and I wanted to pick your brain about what you would do with the NHL and how it is going to be for sure expanding soon, and how would you realign everything if it were just 2 teams with 34 or 4 teams with 36? And, of course, just use that with the teams that are rumored to be coming in. But I'd really like to know what your thoughts are. Thank you.
Corey, thank you for checking out the baseball version of expansion and realignment. I did that with the Telestrator. Guess what I'm about to do right here, right now, because you phoned in? I don't know if I would have thought of this. That's the great part of this voicemail line. It gives me ideas for things that were already on my brain. I just hadn't taken the time to make a video about it yet. So, NHL realignment, but first, to your point, NHL expansion. We're at 32 teams. They are depicted here across North America on this map. I'm going to show you the next 4 cities. I know you said 34. Let's just go right to 36. Let's do the big picture plan here. I'm also about to show you this, but I want you to understand these are not my necessarily preferences for all of the expansion cities. Some of them might be, not all of them are. These are my predictions more than they are my preferences. Does that make sense? These are the most logistical places I think might happen. And if you're a Canadian viewer right now, I just want to warn you, you may not be happy with this. Number 1, I do think the NHL is poised to go back to Atlanta. Number 2, I think the NHL is going to end up back in the Phoenix market, which they most recently vacated in moving the team to Salt Lake City. I also think that Houston is going to get an NHL team eventually. And last but not least, to get to 36, and this might be the one that surprises you most, Kansas City, either Kansas or Missouri side, probably most likely the Missouri side, but Kansas City, I do believe, might get that 36th NHL team. So now that we've just predicted this and understand this and established this, 2 ways to get to 36. You could do, oh, that's not good. Let's do orange. You could do 9-team divisions times 4. That gets you to 36. Or you could do 6-team divisions. You could do 6 of those to also get you to 36. Here's how I think I would draw out 6 different divisions. And maybe you'd then have to put 3 in the East, 3 in the West. We'll do that at the very end. Sharks, Kings, Ducks. I'm just going to say Coyotes, Golden Knights. And I know this still says Utah Hockey Club. It's a little bit dated. They are the Utah Mammoth. I apologize. We're going old school. We're going OG, Utah Hockey Club. That's division number 1. We can name these divisions some other time. I just want to show you how I would realign things. The Kraken, Canucks, Flames, Oilers. Whoa, we're going to dip all the way down here and include Colorado in the mix, the Jets. And that right there is your 2nd division. I know that's a wider scale geographically. That's a lot more spread out. In fact, there's probably going to be the most travel in that division, but that's just kind of how you have to do it. This Central division just makes a lot of sense. You got 2 and 2 and 2. You got the Wild and Chicago. You've got Kansas City and St. Louis. You've got Dallas and the brand new Houston team. The next 6 teams go like this: Preds, Atlanta, Bolts, Panthers, Canes, and Caps. Like the Southeast. It's got to be called the Southeast, right? So those are my 6 teams there. The next division, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, the Wings. I think how I have to do this here is take the Blue Jackets and throw them in the mix, and that's a 6-team division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we got them all. And then last but not least, that leaves this purple division, and I got to keep the Flyers and Penguins together, and the Bruins and Rangers together, and the Rangers and Islanders and Devils all together. So that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-team division right there. Now, if we're ultimately going to draw an East and a West Coast or a conference line, that's how I'm going to do it, just like that. So here's your West, here's your East. Playoff-wise, with 36 teams, I don't know how you want to do it. Do you still want to have 16? Because you need a bracket, right? If you do an 18-team bracket, that's going to get you down to 9. then that's an odd number. You need even numbers for the sake of brackets. Probably still 16-team playoff unless you do some like wild card, one-game play-in things. I don't know about that for hockey. It just doesn't make as much sense. But I guess this is probably the best way to do a 6x6. Let me just do it here in red. A 6x6 type realignment for the NHL when it ultimately gets to this point. Now, if you do it, and I'll leave this up on the screen for a second, if you do it like this, you're cutting down on team travel. You're making the divisions a lot more intimate. I still think that one of the best parts about the NHL is every team plays every other team across the league at least once at home and on the road every season. I do like that. I wouldn't take that away. I don't think if you are in this division right here, this Western Pacific division, whatever it's called, I don't know that you need to play all of those Southeast teams so much more than just once. I don't know if you need to even play this like Midwest division that much. Maybe more than twice. 3 times would seem a lot. I would rather have division-heavy leagues, and again, with the understanding that you would also still play every other team in the league, home and road, at least once. You get to go to all the barns, and you get to have all the star players come to your arena at least once per season. So this is, I think, how I would do realignment in the National Hockey League if they get to 36 teams. And by the way, I mean, I think it's clear that that expansion, I want to touch on that one more time, it kind of makes this diamond here in the middle of the country. Again, I know Canadian viewers are wondering, like, how come Quebec City isn't part of this? How about maybe even a second Toronto team isn't part of the conversation? I'm just looking at this from the NHL, maybe their ambitions, their perspectives on this, markets they're trying to tap into. Heck, if I could do this the right way, I would have loved to have seen like an all-Canadian division. That would be awesome. But travel-wise, it doesn't make sense. From the logistics, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Financials, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. So this is kind of how I see things going with potentially 36 teams and potentially realignment. And I do just want to say, yes, I think the NHL is going to get to 36 in my lifetime, but more likely sooner than later. But I don't know if they're going to go straight from 32 to even 36. They're going to go probably 32, then to 34, and then to 36. You got to have an idea of how you'll get to 36 and what you'll do when you get there. But I do think their next path at some point, I don't know that this is imminent. I don't know that this is even in the next, 2-3 years. It might take some time, but I know it's on their radar. I know it's something they're considering. And again, I think it's likely in my lifetime. I just don't know when. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Helps me, the video, and the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there too. I would love to see you back here next time.